Welcome to Yahoo Esports Live. I'm Mark Zimmerman, and the stage has been set for the World Championship Final. So today, we'll be talking about what happened over the weekend to get us here. Damien Estrada is also stopping by to chat about his upcoming documentary called Breaking Point, which follows Team Liquid through the trials they faced during 2016. Lastly, stick around for a lesson or two from the one and only St. Vicious. Late Night League is coming your way. Let's kick things off right with the biggest news from this weekend, the matches for the World Championship. The finals between SKT and ROX happened on Friday, surprisingly before the fourth place match on Saturday, and it was one of the greatest best-of-5s ever. The two best teams in the world with completely different styles, duking it out over the full 5 games for the Summoners Cup and millions of dollars. There were surprise picks like the support MF, there were mid-series player substitution, and the highest level of play we may have ever seen. It was truly a final for the ages. What's that? It was only the semis? Why in the hell can the two best teams in the world be allowed to fight in semis without the loser being unable to prove that they're actually the number 2 team? Not only that, but they just got shorted hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, with the addition of the championship Zed money because of the bracket? Well, it's not worth complaining too much over, as I'm sure the other semifinal was just as competitive with another close match between some of the best teams in the world. Oh wait, it was a total slaughter as H2K put up a decent fight in Game 1, but the series never looked close after that for Samsung, who won 3-0. There was a clear advantage in terms of individual and team skill for the Korean 3rd seed. But you can't really blame H2K for losing to a Korean team, and I'm sure that they had to beat other good teams in the tournament to get this far, right? I mean, it's the World Championship, and there's no free ride in a prestigious tournament such as this. They had to contend with the likes of EDG and AHQ and INTS and Albus Nox Luna? On second thought, maybe there is a slight problem with the format of this tournament. Nah, I'm sure H2K and ROX are basically equals and should share that 3rd, 4th spot. Let's do what NA does best and not think too hard on that. Instead, please join me in welcoming my co-hosts Taylor Koch and Damien Estrada, who is here to show us a sneak peek of Team Liquid's upcoming documentary, Breaking Point. Damien, how are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Taylor?
I'm replacing Travis this week, so I honestly couldn't be much worse.
And we're all happy you're here instead, too. Before we get into the sneak peek, Damien, I just wanted to ask you a little bit about the company behind it. It's shot and done by 1UP. So what exactly is 1UP for people who aren't familiar?
So 1UP Studios is a production company that was formed after kind of like off the success of Rebirth. We got a lot of pings and like, hey, can you guys like help us? Like, we did a project for C9. We had additional buys from HCC to do like a Smash documentary, and we were like, hey, maybe this is something that we could actually explore and like build a company and like a foundation off of and grow a staff. And so we did that. We picked up projects like the MLG Major for CSGO and just a ton of other commercial work, and it's been like snowballing it at a pretty awesome rate.
That's sick. So if anyone does want some cool esports content, definitely hit up Damien. Let's take a look now at the sneak peek that he brought for us for the film coming out, Breaking Point.
It was extremely volatile, Korea, in the scrim room, but outside of the scrim room, we all loved each other. It was awesome, like going out and, I mean, I've always loved Piggy like a brother, and I've always had a ton of respect for him as a player, but I mean, nobody's ever themselves when they're frustrated or upset, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things people say that they regret when they say I'm angry or whatever it may be, and I'm the same way. Like, there's a lot of things I've said during scrims where I'm just like, yeah, there's no way I'm wrong on this, where it's just my ego talking, and it's like, yeah, obviously I'm wrong. Like, I come back to it, like, it was a cycle where it would be like, our egos would go at it in the AM, and then we'd be like, all right, let's go out for dinner, and then we'd go out for dinner, and like, oh, my bad today, dude, like, sorry. But I mean, we were still ego heads the day after, nothing changed.
Over the course of this 36-minute game, I didn't talk for 20 seconds straight. Damn, I really checked out, dude.
And then now you're being, what is it? This is what you do when you're checked out, and when I call you out.
Ooh, I'm checked out of real life too. Fuck, you got me, dude.
I mean, yeah.
So when can we get to see the full thing, Damien?
I wish I could just copy and paste the image here.
November 2nd?
November 2nd, 11/2, which is oddly 112.
HTC Esports YouTube channel?
Yes, correct.
All right, cool. So obviously, Dardoch versus Loco Doco is like the central storyline for the season and probably a big part of the movie, I assume. But how much do you go into other storylines and how much time are you devoting to them and what are they?
So I don't want to give away too much, right? But there are definitely more storylines than just that. I think there's the element of like what happened to Piglet, why did he go from the main roster to the challenger team? How was it having Fabi come in? Because I feel like a lot of people are really obsessed with like, oh, like Team Liquid just like gave up, like they swapped out for Fabi. We actually had like a really good record during the course of having Fabi on. So that's like a pretty cool sequence where you see like, oh wow, they weren't actually bombing as much as everyone thought they were.
How much of the film is that really chill guitar?
That actually only there.
Is that even in the main movie, or is that like
no,
specifically for this? Oh, okay.
That's actually.
I like
Great,
to
now
just
Taylor
relax.
will actually watch. As someone who is pretty close to the team and friends with a lot of the staff members that were still there, I heard some of the crazy stuff that was happening. Are you guys? Is this like a complete tell-all, or is there some stuff that's like too much to like show to the
Sure.
public?
So I think there's like the right balance, right? I don't need to show someone doing X 100 times because you already get it by seeing it once or twice, right? So it's kind of like beating a dead horse, no pun intended, or a broken one. And so,
Come on, man, that's your own voice.
Oh, Freak 101. And so the goal of the movie is to show like different perspectives. So you do have the Dardoch versus Loco. You do have the Matt versus himself, where he's struggling with confidence, and how does the coaching staff / other team members affect that? Then you have, like I had mentioned before, the elements of like Piglet going to the other team, and you know he felt as though by going he would take a break and sort of like figure out himself on the TLA roster, but then ultimately it kind of didn't pan out.
How many? You said you don't need to see it 100 times. How many times are these dudes yelling at each other like this? This is like, it seems, it's intense once. Like we need all of them, is what I'm saying. Can you put out a 12-hour cut of just people screaming at each
We
other?
could probably put out a 4-hour cut of people screaming.
Extended edition.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. Like I've only been embedded with a couple teams, but the couple teams that I have been embedded with all have exactly the same issues. The only difference here is that like, I wouldn't say like we're willing to put it into a documentary, but we're being very honest with how the environment is. So the goal of this film isn't to be like, person A was horrible and that's why we lost, or person B didn't do their job and that's why we lost. The goal of this, for me coming into it as a filmmaker, and then also for the staff after everything happened, is to like, what is it like to be in a competitive team? Now, obviously, there were a lot of decisions that were made that seemed really like, why on earth would you ever do that? And the goal of this is to like explain why those things happen as much as possible.
And kind of touching on that idea of like, why would you do that? You as the filmmaker have to pick and choose those out, as well as like watch them over and over again as you're trying to get the color correction right, or the audio levels, whatever it is. Is this something that is difficult for you to do, to get trusted with like showing people's vulnerable moments but not making them look bad, these kinds of things? Like, what's it like as the filmmaker?
You always have to think about like, so what does this do for the person or persons involved, right? So many times when cutting the film, I'm like, how does this make Dardoch look, or how does this make Loco look, or is Matt gonna feel too odd about like this section? I actually had this really interesting moment where Matt had come in to do like a supplementary interview because we wanted to ask him about specific things in Korea, and we showed him the cut where like he talks about being vulnerable, and like at the end of it, Dardoch's like, yeah, there's like not much else for like him and me, like we both, you know, maybe didn't do much after high school, and it was like, oh, this is so weird, because like I feel emotional right now. How does Matt feel watching this? And so we got some of his perspectives on things. But yeah, it's like a fine line of like, this might be too much, because I know at my worst, I say things that I wouldn't want people to say. So it's like trying to find the right balance.
All right, very cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Thank you for sharing this, and we look forward to the release of the documentary. However, while we patiently wait for the film's debut, let's take a look at another team fight. It's time for Hindsight.
Get him off. Are they going to try and force something around Baron to bait out the teleport? Look for the Nidalee Spears from Ambition. They can do a lot of damage right now. They want Cuvee to TP in there. He's coming now. Baron being started going down fairly quickly from H2K side.
Samsung have to respond. Baron's still going low. Ambition connects. The
kill
flash over from Forgiven. They're looking for him. That's a kill. They've traded 1 for 1. Yankov running for his life. Ryu's cut down. And with Cuvee chasing, you're never going to outrun an Echo. Phase dive forward. Forgiven's getting chunked out. Time winder plus boomerang equals dead.
All right, I know I flamed H2K a little bit at the beginning of the show, but they did have a good chance to win this game up until this Baron play, which is the focus for this week. This is probably one of the biggest weaknesses in the West is the fact that they struggle to close games out around Baron. Even when a team is able to match up an individual skill against a Korean team, they often lack the discipline to actually out-macro them. You rarely see top Korean teams, aside from maybe Rocks, going for risky Baron plays like this. The likelihood that a Korean team disastrously throws away a game is much lower than teams in the West due to the more conservative shot calling. So just to give a little bit of context of what happened in this play just before this was that there was a fight that H2K forced using Kennen TP to join it, and it ended up just being 1 for 1. So you see Ruler is dead and Kennen is dead, but Echo is still alive on the bot side of the map, and he's a threat to split push down the turret. So H2K look at the Baron and say, let's try and force around this and get that TP play out. So as we roll this, we see them just basically start the Baron out, try and control vision a little bit, and start damaging it, just trying to get the Echo to come. Now the Echo starts TPing, and if we see, there's actually a ping down, so you can see that they are actually they see that this TP is coming. But for some reason, they are positioned super aggressively still in the pit. It is so hard for them to peel out of here. They have to run through all the way for like someone like Ryu to get out of this pit. So even though they got the TP out, they don't even try to get out of the pit right away, and they're in such a bad spot. You think that there'd be a little bit of a warning. Someone should be saying, hey, watch out. You know, get back up. Warning, you're going to be in trouble here. The TP's coming in, but they don't do any of that. So as we roll this clip out, we're going to see that they just start getting pressured in by Ambition. They're still not backing off. Even though they pinged it, they know he's there. And finally, they try and turn on to Ambition. And once this turn happens, it's nice that they get 1 kill. But Ryu gets destroyed by Baron and cleaned up by Echo. And then it's an easy chase down for the tank of Cuvee to clean up the rest of the kills. And it is a horrible, horrible throw from H2K. Sure, they were down a little bit, but they still had some kind of map control before this and had a good team fight. And just as like many analysts predicted, H2K's late game shot calling just wasn't up to it, and they made some bad decisions like this one. Anyways, that's it for Hindsight. Please join me after the break when we are joined by League of Legends esports grandpa himself, Saint Vicious. Welcome back from the break. Our guest today is someone who is so old he was actually alive during the time before our Korean overlords. Please join me in welcoming Brandon Saint Vicious DeMarco.
Hey. I bring my puppers with me.
Nice.
How's
How's
it
it
dog?
How's it going, man?
How's it going?
I'm just gonna leave him on the couch. Hope he doesn't.
Oh no.
Who
I
is
have
that?
to hang out with the dog.
Give me an intro on the dog.
On the dog? Well, I wanted to get a dog, and I usually get like medium or big size dogs. And because I live in, I grew up in South Carolina, so you have like big yards where your dog's gonna run around and poop everywhere and do the normal dog stuff, right?
Right.
But I mean, I guess like since I live in a gaming house, it's a lot better to have a little dog. So this guy's a little bit easier to take care of, and it's more LA, I guess.
What's his name?
His name's Whiskey.
Whiskey.
You are known for loving your alcohol.
Wait, I didn't name the dog.
Oh, you didn't? That
Yeah.
sounds like a name you would have given it.
Yeah, no, I didn't even name the dog. He's good though.
Oh, okay. So how you doing? Off season for you, right? What are you up to?
Absolutely nothing, to be honest. I just pretty much like went home, saw family, went some house shopping, and trying to keep up with the whole the whole 76ers.
Whiskey wants on camera.
Yeah, you can give
What's
Whiskey
up,
a
buddy?
little bit of attention.
Yeah, the whole 76ers deal that went down, and just trying to do recruiting, all the normal off season stuff.
Right. Well, let's.
I'm gonna let him.
Yeah, you can let him down. He can run around the studio.
Yeah, why not?
It's fine.
He won't cause any havoc, will he?
Okay.
So talking a little bit about that 76ers deal, so what's up with that? I mean, it's pretty huge news to have an NBA team investment, and you said that yours was a little different due to how they were getting involved. It wasn't just like, here's some money, Apex, go at it. It was something else, right?
Well, I mean, with traditionally we saw with like the last season and all that, we had teams like Energy were coming in, and it was more of like a VC investment where it's like, here's some money, hope you guys do good, and they just kind of let them do their own thing, and they're like, hopefully that worked out good, which, it didn't because they got relegated, but...
God, dude. Rough.
Tell it like it is.
But, yeah, so, like, this, we're more of an actual part of the, the 76ers org, and we're going to have a lot of the resources available to us. They have, like, let's say, take, for instance, like, TSM probably has a sales team of, 2 people, if that, and the 76ers has a sales team of, 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be, a little bit more involved, and they want to do, some more traditional type sports things. Like, you might see the esports players, maybe Keen or somebody, having his picture up with a branding thing inside the 76ers stadium.
He's gonna get a banner?
Yeah, you might get a banner or something.
Oh my God!
Can we start retiring jerseys in the 76ers stadium? Can we throw up Dignitas jerseys? Throw Cutie Pie up there. Why not? Let's do it.
Oh yeah, Cutie Pie comes out and he cuts off locks of his hair.
Yeah, it'd be great.
All right. I don't want to imagine that. Talking more about this, the 76ers. Have you met multiple peoples of that org? Have you met the coach and been able to talk to coaches outside esports about stuff?
Well, I mean, I'm actually flying out to Philly on the first. We're gonna go see a game with some of the owners there. So get to rub shoulders with them. It's like, oh, you're worth a couple $2 billion. It's yeah, and talk to some of the coaches there, and look at their training camp, and they have some stuff available to us as well. So I think I'll have a little bit of a better idea, because the deal I think it finished 3 weeks ago or something.
Yeah, so pretty new.
Yeah, it's still pretty new, and they're still ironing everything out, but.
Sorry, I just saw the corner of my eye. Whiskey just darted past us. So how about just in terms of Worlds, since, that's probably the biggest news for the esports scene right now. Have you been following it closely?
Not as much as I should, but I've been trying to stay away from League, to be honest, because when you're in the season, you get so burnt out, because every single waking moment, all you can think about is League. All you do is research and look at League, and so it's good during the off season. You actually kind of take a step back and refresh yourself. And I have been watching some of the good series. I really like the SKT versus Rock series. I thought that was one of the best best of fives I've ever seen in League of Legends. And I've been around since the beginning, so I thought that was a really good series, and it was really entertaining.
I mean, speaking of being around since the beginning, for people who might be new to the scene, they don't know that you are one of the OGest of OG people in the scene. You were involved in season 1 all the way up until now. What's it been like seeing the scene kind of grow? Because some people grow up with the scene, people like Voy or Pobelter are people who kind of grew up with the scene, whereas you were, I think 20 something when you started, and you're 50 now. So
math checks out. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, but the scene became a lot more serious. So what's that been like for you, kind of seeing the scene grow?
I mean, yeah, I guess when I started, it was the Wild West. There's no coaches, no gaming houses. Players were just getting fights all the time, and they'd air their dirty laundry everywhere. People were streaming house parties and stuff, and so it's definitely a lot different now. None of the stuff that people would get away with back then, they get away with now. And in the same sense, I feel there's not that much personality in the scene anymore compared to what it was before. There's not bitter rivalries or anything like that. When CLG versus TSM used to come on, it'd be that's the match. That's it, who cares about Korean overlords, all that junk? You had your 2 favorites playing,
Yeah.
So I feel a lot of that kind of stuff went away, but I feel the scene as a whole kind of stepped it up as far as money, production, infrastructures, everything. It's all stepped up tenfold, and it's not quite at the full professional level, but it's close. It's close to where it needs to be. It's getting there.
Did you miss that Wild West a little bit? You're a bit of a character, so you were someone who probably enjoyed the Wild West part of it a lot. Do you kind of miss it?
No, not really. To be honest, I like the Wild West, and I like what we get away with and stuff. But I would have much rather had infrastructure and had a coach when I was playing, a serious coach to rein me in and and help me just be a better person. And because that's what I try to do as a coach, is I don't just try to make people a better player. I try to make them adults and stuff.
Right. Well, we have a couple clips prepared about the time that was kind of Wild Westy, including, it wasn't just tournaments, it was personal streams were kind of crazy too. So we have a clip here that we can take a look at.
That's how you win the game. I've just concluded. This is how you win League of Legends. There's no strategy involved. It's just adding and subtracting. I fucking knew that math. My teacher said it. She told me in elementary school. She's like, you're gonna need this shit. You're gonna need this shit, man. And I was like, I don't know, Teach. I don't know if I'm gonna need this adding and subtracting shit. He's like, no, just trust me. I got this. And I was like, you sure I'm gonna need to know how to subtract 3 from 4? And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. She's like, just trust me. And then like, you know what? You know what? My fucking teacher was right all along. She was right all along. And she's like, she's a genius. My fucking, my 2nd grade math teacher, man. Or 1st grade. I think it might even been kindergarten. My kindergarten teacher, I was playing with blocks and shit. And I was like, die, fire truck.
What are you talking?
Teacher told me, man, how to win League of Legends right there in kindergarten.
What were you thinking during that?
Oh, I think I just used to drink a lot of wine, not box wine. Hey, I'm gonna like put this out there. I've never drank box wine.
Dude, that's like an old story about you, right?
Yeah, I've never drank box wine in my whole life. But like we get, you just go to Total Wine, you get like a nice, like a decent, like $9, $10 bottle of wine. And
That's some high-class stuff right there.
Yeah, that's super high class. You don't actually, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get good wine, by the way. Like you go and look on that Zagat stuff. I think the last, world whatever wine thing, some cheap, crappy like $5 wine won it or something. So, but yeah, I used to just drink a lot of wine in college, and I was pretty drunk. But
you don't say.
Yeah, and then I think I was just talking about, because I remember that like we have like 3 people pushing mid, and they have 4 people up, and they just like hard engaged in them and all died, and I was like, idiots. But I'm a little bit more level-headed now and calm. That's actually how I coach the team right there. You just saw that.
It's like, can you guys count? That's 3, that's 4, back off.
Hold on, let me get 3 or 4 bottles of wine in me, and then we'll be good to go. Bottles, good lord, that is a little, maybe gone excessive there.
Yeah.
Perhaps glasses is a more reasonable amount?
Well, you have to consider, too, that the players probably might not be 21.
Yeah, that's fair.
A little bit of a concern there.
But us old-timers are.
Us old-timers.
Yeah, us old-timers. Well, we have another clip kind of from that Wild West time that we can take a look at. Let's check this one out.
Let's welcome their opponents, St. Vicious, Liquid, Reginald, Chalster, and Benny.
First things first, do you guys have a team name?
Old but good.
Old but good.
Yeah, Saint, he's not good anymore, but he's got the old part.
Oh, God.
Well, I don't really care what Hotshot has to say, but I'm going to actually do a real big favor to one of my friends. I'm going to actually make Reggie the captain of this team, because I want to be a captain of a team that can actually win.
Oh, later.
Come on, step up to the plate. So are you going to take it a little easy on Reggie today, or what's the game plan?
I mean, I love my boy Reggie. We've gone through some hard times together, but this is between me and Saint.
Okay.
It wasn't very hard for me.
Yeah, Reggie carried me that game. He carried that.
Have you guys come up with a team name to strike fear into Hotshot's team?
We're going to go with the old name, Chick Stick Elo.
Well, there's a lot of Elo on stage right now. Last words before you go into the game, Hotshot.
Yeah, thanks for IEM for setting this up. Free 10K for us. And I don't know how much you guys get, but it's not going to be much.
Any last words before going into this ARAM of the gods?
At least you'll have a chance of winning something.
Yeah, it was actually pretty troll, because I was talking to Carmack before we did all that, and they're like, it'd be so cool if we had like a grudge match or whatever, Because, Hotshot and I would just get into arguments over stupid stuff.
I mean, I remember you guys just like went off on each other one time on Reddit. It was just like this massive chain.
Yeah,
you just loved the smack talk.
We were apes. We were just straight up. We were the predecessor to Harambe, man. Okay, no, too soon. But anyways, we were going off on each other. But yeah, I remember Carmack. He's the head of ESL. He's like, it'd be really cool if you guys had like a grudge match and you guys went off on each other on Twitter, and then we'll have like the whole ARAM or whatever at IEM. Like people will love it, So we're trying to like fake smack talk each other after we like real smack talk each other, all those times. It's like, Jesus, this is so carny.
Speaking of smacking, I think the next clip has a little bit of that going on in it.
Jesus, how many clips do you get?
Go. Do it now. Do it now. Come on, hurry up. Yo, stop pushing around. Let's go. Really?
This is in Korea, and he said WCG. I remember Expesto got super drunk and he passed out on the table. And he was like, because we were doing this drinking game where pretty much like you take a shot of like some nasty stuff, like 151, whatever, and like mix it with like some other junk, and you put it at the center of the table, and then basically you have to stand up from the table or whatever. So like I'll be like 1, right? You get up, and then you'll be like 2, and you get up, But if you say the number at the same time, let's say we both get up and say 1, then you have to take the shot, right? And then, or let's say that you're the last person, you have to take the shot. So like Special, he like messed up like 5 times in a row, like instantly. And so he took 5 of like the 151 shots like right away.
Just dunzoed.
And he
That'll put you under.
Yeah, well, not just that. He has like a really low tolerance to. I think he might even be like slightly allergic to alcohol. So he instantly just turned red and just like passed out on the table. And I smacked him to wake him up, you know. And then Reggie's like, "No, you can't be smacking my boy." Like, let me get a free smack on you because of that. And he smacked me. I just smacked him back.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad to see you can remember these stories. You haven't gone totally senile.
Hey, man.
Hey, I gotta say. Yeah, well, I'm glad you remember these moments, but now it's time to see if you can remember some of your old teammates in today's guess game. No, it's us two. So the way this game works is those are going to have names of some of your former teammates on them. We'll both get a card. You hold it up, and you have 5 yes or no questions to ask to try and figure out who it is. And then after 5 questions, you have to take a stab. And then we'll just keep track of who gets more right. You understand?
So you're going to hold the cards up too and guess?
Well, you hold. Yeah, we'll both have some. So Taylor can hand them out.
You have former teammates?
No, this is all your former teammates.
Okay.
Taylor, you can hand them out.
So which one of you would like to go first?
Just give them both. We can both hold them up.
Oh, you can both hold them up, I guess.
Yeah, there's no limit to that.
No limit to that.
Okay.
All right.
And just hold it up with this side facing.
We're holding them. We used to tape them, but that got complicated.
We're not upside down.
You're upside
right?
down.
I'm upside down.
No, you're good.
All right, face me.
Now
No.
you're
sideways.
Sideways. Now
All right.
you're right there. Wait, no.
There you got it. All right, let me see.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, I gotta see. I can't see.
Oh,
yours.
you gotta see mine?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, you go first. Just ask yes or no. Is the boy?
Wait, I gotta ask about my card, right?
Yeah. I'm asking about my card because I don't know what mine
This
is.
is overly complicated.
So you should go then. That means you should ask first.
Yeah.
or
Okay.
ask me?
Am I a mid laner?
Sure.
Did I play mid in season 1?
No, not in season 1.
Did I play with you on CLG?
Yeah.
That's 3.
Did I teach Double Lift everything he knows?
No.
What other mids did you play with?
He's not a. He's like.
You said he was a mid.
He's a mid laner. He's a mid laner. He is a mid laner.
He's a mid laner. Yes.
All right. I don't know who it is.
You got one more, man.
Yeah, you got one more. Take that. I don't blame you for not knowing this one.
Am I Asian?
No.
Oh,
think about who's been on CLG.
Yeah.
Who I've played with. Think about all the tournaments. And who also plays mid.
Dude, I don't know. I'm done. I can't.
How long were you on?
Oh
my.
That threw. Come on, that's a tough one.
Because he played with me at one of the IM or MLG. Oh yeah.
Well, I asked if he was on CLG.
He was on CLG.
Yeah, but I meant with you.
He did play on CLG with me.
Oh yeah, you're
at
right.
MLG Raleigh.
All right, I'll take the next one. Here,
he was
your
like
turn.
10 years old during that time. All right, so I do my asking now, right?
Yep.
All right.
Don't look at the camera because it'll tell you exactly who.
Oh, okay, I'm not. So, did he play on Curse with me?
No.
Did he play on CLG with me?
Yes.
It's 2.
Is he Asian?
No.
Okay, let's hot shot.
Yeah.
There's only one person who's not Asian on that team. Okay.
It was perhaps a little on the easy end.
Is he Asian?
Well, that's why the Void Boy one got me.
Dude, that'll be my first question I ask. Is he Asian? Okay.
All right. I guess I'll do that. Is he Asian?
No.
Wait, we just went over there like 2. You play with him on Curse?
Yep.
Was he a jungler?
No. Wait, I'm a jungler.
Yeah, but you also played support on Curse.
That's true. I did. That's true.
Dog is causing
Whiskey's
havoc.
going around just making trouble. All right, Whiskey, you gotta get out of there.
Whiskey.
We need a deckhand to come by here and grab Whiskey. Am I not a jungler? Am I a mid laner?
No.
Am I a support?
Yeah.
Am I elements?
Yeah, you're elements.
All right. Was that 5, Taylor? Were you counting? I feel like I might have gone over.
Yeah, I think that was like 4. I don't think you went all. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, let's just say I got it right.
Whiskey was distracting me.
All right.
Dog, what are you doing back there?
Am I Asian?
Yes.
Am I a mid laner?
Yes.
Okay, so that's either MI Jackie or Big Fat GG. Let's see, is he on CLG?
Yeah.
It's Big Fat GG. Did I know my teammates?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really impressed.
I feel like he's getting the easy ones. He's just getting like standard people.
You mean the Asian questions?
Yeah. Am I Asian?
Okay. Here you go. All right, ask away.
I
don't think you're gonna be able to get. No, he's not Asian. I don't think you'll get this one.
Am I on CLG?
No, you're never on CLG.
Yeah, so am I on Curse?
Yeah, you're on Curse.
Am I a jungler?
Nope.
Am I an AD carry?
Nope.
There's 3 positions left.
You only have one more.
Five
You have one more
questions?
question.
That was 5.
Oh, is it?
That was 5?
That was
Oh,
5.
you're out then.
Am I Liquid 112?
No. Wait, he's Asian. You know that, right?
Steve is?
Yeah, he's Asian.
I had no idea.
He's half.
Edward, oh my god.
Yeah, I didn't know
That
that.
is a throwback.
That's a tough one.
That would have been a hard one to guess, cause.
Oh no, it's dog.
All
All right. Am I Asian?
Yep.
Was I on Curse?
Yep.
Do I play mid lane?
Yep.
I'm big. I'm in my Jackie.
No, you said big fan.
I'm in my Jackie.
You definitely beat me. I think these questions might have been a little biased, a little easier for you.
Man, we drew them at random.
I got a treat for dog.
Well, we also have something. As the winner, you get this prize. It is a squeaky dog toy for Whiskey with a little Teemo hat on it. Very cute.
Whiskey is very intrigued by the dog toy.
You get to destroy more things.
Yeah, because she didn't do enough damage already. Anyways, that's it for us. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had fun.
Hey, man, I had fun. The dog had fun. He got toys. Whiskey, come here. Give me your paw.
Anyways, that's going to do it for us while Saint plays with his dog. Remember to watch every week at 3 p.m. Pacific time and tune in for more League of Legends coverage. Stick around for Tilted as a special guest. The FGC's own James Chen will be joining them. And speaking of Tilted, you might have heard Dylan Walker is moving on from Yahoo. So today we will leave you with his farewell video. Thank you for watching, and for all of us here at Late Night League, have a good afternoon.
Hey guys, I'm Dylan Walker. As some of you might have heard, I'm leaving Yahoo Esports and starting a new role at Blizzard Entertainment. I've loved working here. I'm going to miss my coworkers. Sincerely, I will. It's been a long 9 months. I've learned a lot. It's been an honor to be here. I want to share with you guys some of my favorite moments.
Hello, I'm ready for an interview. Yahoo Esports. I just had a monster, so I'm like jacked right now. How's it going, everyone? My name is Dylan Walker from Yahoo Esports. We are at the International. I've got Dindy here. We are just admiring each other's shoes. I don't know if our cameraman got it, but you have some funky socks on. Can you explain what's going on with your socks?
You know, some ducks flying and stuff.
Okay.
They like 2 players.
Here's the stage behind me. I hope I get to see some pretty sick fatalities this weekend. It's all, the dream is real. Oh, Budge is gone. Come on, Drow. Please. Come on, Drow.
No, Dylan Walker. Drow, and may have said a bad word, but that's okay.
All right.
Whoa, throw. Hello? That was calculated.
Shots fired.
Yeah, shot. Oh, got him. Ooh, never heard that one before.
I just want to say that Deluxe predicted UTA with the 3-1. How you feeling right now?
Feels bad, man.
You thought you were sly. You thought you were going to get over the interview without us calling you out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no way. No way.
So we're at DreamHack Austin. I'm sorry. Let me start this whole video again.
Wow.
Because we are on the other side of the planet. I am on the ground here at DreamHack Austin. I've got Cog Glaurung here with me from my old team. Someone just proposed behind me. So history is being made already at DreamHack Summer 2016.
Whatever crazy mode they're going to pull out in the All-Star match. I bet it's not the 10-man thing again. We're not sure. Obviously, it hasn't been unveiled yet.
It would just be a traditional Dota game.
That would be really, really boring.
Maybe to you.
Thanks, Dylan.
Can I touch this thing?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, it's really heavy.
Yeah.
You can touch whatever you want.
Oh.
Wow.
Wait, that's getting cut.
You can be my hero, Storm.
Oh, there it is.
Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you. I'm very lonely.
For everybody. You feeling yourself right now? You feeling good? Okay. Cool.
Dylan, do you want to sign us out of this video? Normally I do it.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for watching Yahoo Esports and watching Travis hate on Blizzard games.
I didn't hate on
for
it.
another video.
I just was asking questions.
Is just the most terrible.
You didn't even sign us out. esports.yahoo.com. Boom. There you go. Video done.